All right, so continuing to go over the Rates and Reviews study guide. Looking at number 2, we're talking about writing the ratio as a fraction, making sure we simplify. Remember, simplify does not mean 1 goes on the bottom. We just make it smaller, and explaining its meaning. So for number 2, it's baseballs and softballs. We're not going to change the order. So 5 will go on top, 25 on the bottom. We need to simplify. So guys, I'm not dividing by denominator. I just got to pick a number that will go into both of them. Omar, what can go into both? 5. So we're going to divide them by 5. And what does that give me as my new fraction? 1 on top, 5 on the bottom. So now I've got to write my description. How am I going to describe that, Jose? Right? For every baseball, there are 5 softballs. Perfect. All right, looking at number 3 again, I'm going to set that up, make my fraction. What's my fraction going to look like, Chris?
10 at the top and 12 at the bottom.
10 at the top, 12 at the bottom. Again, I want to just simplify. So what number can go into 10 and into 12, Ethan? 2. So we're going to divide those by 2. What does that give me? 10 divided by 2 and 12 divided by 2. What do I get, Ethan? 5 and 6. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Yeah. Make sure you can read your writing. All right. What is my description going to be, Frank? Perfect. So for every 5 brown eggs, there are 6 white eggs. Please come in quietly because we're going over the study guide. All right. For number 4, it says, at a wildlife park, Zoe counted 10 lions and 14 tigers. What is the ratio of lions to tigers? Remember, we have to be careful about the wording because it could switch it on us. So lions first, tigers second. What do we get for our ratio, Jose? 10 over 14. What can I do to simplify that, Frank? Divide by 2. And what do I get as my new fraction, Omar?
5 over 7.
5 over 7. What is my description going to be on number 4, Frank? For every 5 lions, there are 7 tigers. Okay. Last one on this section, number 5. In 1 week, Latrina receives 18 letters and 8 bills. And this is exactly what we were talking a minute ago. It says, what is the ratio of bills to letters? So what number should actually be on top here, Omar?
18.
It says bills, so we're going to do 8 on top and on the bottom. Okay. And bills, I mean, technically like dollar bills, if you're thinking about that. That could be money, but bills are also things you get in the mail that you have to pay. So that's probably what this is talking about since they're calling bills to letters. So those are both things you would get in the mail. Make sure, guys, the reason we switch these numbers isn't because of money. It's because it said bills first in the question and letters second in the question. All right, what can I divide both of those by? Jose? We can divide them by 2. Remember, if 2 works, always try it, but then always double check your answer. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. Can 4 and 9 simplify any more? No, always double check that though. All right, so what is my sentence going to say? Jose?
For every 4 bills, there are 9 letters.
For every 4 bills, and I can even put she receives 9 letters. If you put there are, I will take that as well. All right? All right, we're recording. Please come in quietly. All right, so let's move down to our unit rate. So unit rate means we are looking for the 1 on the bottom. All right, number 8, what's that ratio going to be set up like? Chris?
150 at the top and 3 at the bottom.
Perfect. 150 at the top, 3 at the bottom. What am I going to divide by, Ethan? 3, because we do want the 1 on the bottom this time, so we don't have to think about that number too hard. When I divide that, what am I going to write for my answer? Give me the whole thing, Omar. With the description.
50 over 1.
50 what?
Miles.
So we're going to put
over 1 hour.
50 miles over 1 hour. And do I have to explain anything here? No. Always check those directions. If they don't say to explain, then we're good with that answer. All right, number 9. How am I going to write that one out? Chris.
What's your number at the top and 6 at the bottom?
48 over 6. What am I going to divide by this time, Micah?
6.
6. And what do I get as my entire unit rate? My final answer here, Frank? 8 logs over 1 truck. All right. Number 10. Write a ratio of $12 for 3 tickets as a unit rate. So how am I going to set that up?
12 over 3.
12 over 3. What am I going to divide by, Jose? 12 over 3. What am I dividing by?
Oh, 3.
3. All right, and give me my answer for that one. What is my unit rate going to be? Ethan? Huh? For what? For, if it's $12 and 3 tickets, over 1 ticket. We got to make sure we have that description in there because it's a rate. All right, number 11. Says, yes, Carlos? Oh, ready for number 11. Okay. Number 11 says 1 bottle of shampoo costs $6 for 8 ounces. A second bottle costs $4 for 5 ounces, which has a lower unit rate, and how much lower? So we've got to do this twice this time. What's my first rate going to set up like, Carlos? 6 over 8. And again, we like money because we automatically know money goes on top. That's the only time we can change it. Did I need to change it here? No. All right, what am I going to divide by for my 6 and my 8? Jose? 8. Please come in quietly. So what am I going to get as my unit rate here? Give me the whole rate. Jose?
75 over 1 ounce.
All right, 75 cents over 1 ounce. All right, make sure that 75 cents is written as a $sign with 0.75. All right, what is my second ratio going to be set up like, Frank? 4 over 5. Perfect. Okay. What am I going to divide by here? Kamari? 5. All right, now 4 divided by 5 might give me something funny. I don't know. I haven't done it. What do I get for that? Good. 0.80. Omar, why did you add the 0 there?
Because there has to be 2 numbers behind the decimal.
We have to have 2 numbers behind the decimal if it's talking about money, okay? And we have our $sign because I wrote it in. What's going to go on the bottom? 1 ounce. Awesome. All right. So when I look at this, which one has the lower unit rate? My first bottle of shampoo or the second bottle? And let's even label that right here. So this was my first. This was my second. Which one had the lower rate? Frank? The first bottle was 75 cents an ounce. The second one is 80 cents an ounce, right? The first. If you didn't add the 0, you might think that's 8 cents. So make sure we have the 0 so we can see 75 cents is cheaper, isn't it? So I'm going to say the first bottle has a lower unit rate. And guys, you see I'm just answering that question. Which has a lower unit rate? The first bottle has a lower unit rate. It says how much lower? How much lower is is 75 cents, then 80 cents. How much lower is that? 5 cents. So I can put by, I'm going to put 0.05 because that would be how you would do 5 cents. If you wanted to subtract those in your calculator, it will give you that 0.05. If you just write 5, make sure you do use a cent symbol next to it, okay? Omar?
Is it okay to put 8-ounce bottle?
The 8-ounce bottle is less expensive. Is the lower unit rate? Yes. All right. All right, number 12. What is, Mr. Horndez? Mr. O, I like it. Mr. O gives his math students 34 quizzes during 17 weeks of school. He gave them the same number of quizzes each week. How many quizzes does he give his students every week? So, how am I going to set that up, Kelsey?
34 over 17.
34 over 17. What am I dividing by, Chris?
17.
17. What do I get when I divide those by 17 as my unit rate? Omar? 2 quizzes over 1 week. So if my question says, how many quizzes does he give every week? Can I say Mr. O gives 2 quizzes every week? All right, so that would be how I want to answer that since it is a word problem. So Mr. O gives 2 quizzes every week. Okay. Again, if you showed this, that would give you more credit than if you just didn't answer at all, sentence or anything, okay? All right. Number 14. So now we're talking about equivalent. So this is just, are they equal, are they not? Number 14, set my first one up for me, Chris.
120
120 at the top, 2 at the bottom. What am I going to divide by here? Davis? 2. How am I going to write my answer here, Frank? 60 calories over 1 serving. Excellent job making sure we include those words there. All right, what's my second ratio going to look like when I set it up? Jose?
360 over 6.
And what am I going to divide by here, Omar? 6. How am I going to write that final answer on this one, Davis?
60 calories over 1 serving.
Are these equivalent? 60 calories, 1 serving, 60 calories, 1 serving. Are those equivalent?
Yes.
Yes. Why? They're equal. So I'm going to circle that so people can see it. All right. Number 15. Thank goodness I got some more room here. 15. How am I going to set up that ratio? Be really careful here, Jose.
4 hours over 12.
What's different about this one? Why did the 12 have to go on top, Jose? Money. Money goes on top. Money, money, money. All right. What am I dividing by? Ethan. 4. What do I get as my answer for that one, Omar? $3 over 1 hour. Let's do the next one. Set it up for me, Omar. 28 over 7. What am I dividing by, Kelsey? 7. What do I get as my answer on that one? Micah? $4 1 hour. Are these equivalent? No. Why? They're not equal. All right? Yes. Yes. If your money was first, you would still get the same answer. I would just take off your points for the work because we need to make sure we put that money on top. Okay? But you would still get points for your answer. All right? Let's look at number 16. It says 15 CDs for $5, 45 CDs for $15. Set up my first one, Jose. 5 over 15, making sure to put that money on top. What am I dividing by here, Davis? 15. What do I get as my ratio? Carlos?
3.
Close. Make sure it's 5 divided by 15, though. The calculator would be nice. Omar? 0.3 with a line, but can money have a line? No. So think about it. Would the next 3 round it up or let it stay the same? So we're just going to put 33 cents. Are we okay with that? Over 1.
All right, teachers and students, please excuse this interruption. After this announcement, go ahead and move to 7th period. We will stay in 7th until 2:03. Stay in 7th until 2:03, and 8 officially just at 2:08. You may go ahead and move to 7th period.
It wouldn't turn back on.
All right, so sorry for the awkward pause there. So finishing this out for the next one, it says 45 blank CDs over 15, and I just realized I don't have a calculator over here. So I'm going to do that 45 divided by 15, and I get, 15, divided by 45. Make sure you type that into your calculator correctly, because I just got something funky. All right, and I end up with that 0.3333 repeating. So I would round that to my 33 cents over 1 CD, which I can see, yes, they're equal. All right, and then the last one says 24 points. So 24 over 4, dividing these by 4, gives me 6 points, 1 game. And then 48 over 10 gives me 4.8 points over 1 game, which 6 and 4.8 are obviously no. They're not equal. All right, guys, I hope that helped. Please come in feeling confident, guys. Know those sentences. If this was easy, your test is going to be great. You're going to do awesome tomorrow. Well, have a good night. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure you have your name on this because I'm going to collect it.